Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever in the world you are. It's the one and only notorious, glorious ape himself, Vita Gorilla Economist, coming to you live with our main guys, Crypto Z, Crypto Cowboy, and the man who's simply known as Frank. What's going on, guys? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good, man. The crypto school is blowing up, man. We have so many people on there. It's like a I don't know, man. It's like a pilgrimage to Mecca. That's how the crypto school's doing, bro. It's like people are getting a real education here. They're making money. They're paying for their fees like it's nothing. And in this downtime of this market bloodbath, I mean, our peoples are doing good. What do you guys say?
Heck yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. It's funny. I think I confessed this on our last episode. That I was just so busy working on the crypto school that I wasn't taking advantage of the Watches Trade Room. And so I've been much more diligent to watch what these guys are doing. And I was telling a friend of mine who's in there as well, I was like, you just gotta just look at what they post and take the trade and put in your stop losses. And they're not recommending that, but the educational and entertainment information they provide, if you follow it, these guys, man, they are educating the daylights out of you. Yeah. And I had a very, it's funny, you know,
your wallets will become very entertained.
Yeah, V, you need to beat the hodler out of me because I've been, really hesitant. Oh, Z joined the call. I didn't know he wasn't here. He's back. He's back. We're live now, Z. And I'll tell you, I still don't have a very big percentage of my portfolio in trading. Yeah. And some of that is just, I don't know. I don't know why. I just haven't put a ton in. But the little bit that I put in, man, I've seen some amazing gains. And it was funny. I was thinking about it as like, what did I get this week? And I added up. I'm like, wait, that wasn't this week. That was this weekend. And it was like, I'll tell you, it was like many multiples. Like if you wanted to pay for the year, it would be no problem. And I did not have a large portfolio that I was trading with. It was very modest. Many of our listeners will have similar portfolios. It wasn't, don't get me wrong, it wasn't nothing. I wasn't trying to turn $200 into $2 million or anything. Right. But it wasn't even 100,000 or anything. It was way below that, way below that. Awesome. And it was great profit. So yeah, I'm blown away. And it's like so much help from these guys. And it's funny because I don't like to bother you guys. I mean, I do bother you with direct messages because I can, but I try not to. And man, it's just like, if I'm looking for info, it's always in the room already. And it's just great. In fact, the other day I asked Cowboy a question and he's like, I literally just posted that. Like, you dummy. I'm like, Cowboy, should I be doing this with my stop loss? And he's like, will you just read what I put in the freaking room? No, he was nice. He was nicer than that, but it's funny because that's how on top of it they are.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, Cowboy Z, where do you guys want to begin?
Start with Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, yeah, that's. So there was a bit of a sell-off several hours ago. Somebody went and I think it was across a number of exchanges. They dumped
Mt. Gox again.
Well, Mt. Gox-ish. Yeah, they waited until like they did before, like Bix talked about.
Unbelievable.
They waited until it got right down to the support that we were hoping for a bounce, and they just went ahead and dumped. It was great. They dumped.
They did have more. We did know they had more to sell, a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, they needed something like 430 million and they had sold out like 430 million or 400 million. So there was a nice little chunk of change they still needed to drop on the market.
Oh, I think it was like 7,000 Bitcoin. So that's nothing. That's 7,000 Bitcoin. What does that come out to? Like $7 million? You got that right?
A couple bucks.
Right? Yeah, a couple of dollars here and there, not really much. But we saw it, and as a matter of fact, I posted, I think it was yesterday, a chart that are we able to see my screen right now?
We are.
Okay.
Yes.
So I posted this almost exactly last night. In fact, I can drag it up, but any of the guys in the room can go and take a look. And I did post right where my mouse is right now. It's about where it was. And that's right about where they dumped, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
So it's going to hopefully bounce right off of that 8,400 point. So what I actually drew last night was, okay, we might go up here, and we might bounce down here, And the bottom of this channel is where this would bounce is right at that support of 79. I'm going to take this arrow away. I'm going to zoom in so we can all see what's going on. We are right there. We're dumping right below there. This actually happened since we got on the show, because I had to redraw this. And yeah, you got a support right here of 7,600. So if you really go too much farther down below 79, we've actually fallen out of this kind of a longer term wedge symmetrical triangle that I drew. And, so we're at a very critical point.
Yeah.
You can see like right here, it did dip out of there on a sort of a flash down to 72, 7,300. And that happened just last week. So it's not necessarily a catastrophic event. It can dip down there as long as it doesn't stay down there. But, 76 is the next line of defense. After that, it's like 72. I'm actually I have that down at about 7,000. That's just based on the prior report. I'm going to actually put it up to like 71. The point is, if we do crash down and stay down below here, we could actually see a drop into the 6,000s. That might stay there for a bit. I don't see it happening. This is obviously very unnatural. I'm expecting maybe some drama down in here, but that I think will re-enter this wedge, or at least stay in it. Ideally, if you look at the longer period, this is actually like several months worth. I mean, this is the big crash right here where my mouse is. And you can see that this downtrend line from the top price back in December, we want to break that. Okay. We went higher than that, but we never actually broke out of this downtrend line. Okay. So if we can actually get through that,
then it would signal a bull.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be saying anything about bull anything until we actually approach, say, like above 9,500. That's when I'll start saying, hey, start to look bullish again. And I certainly would say bullish. I wouldn't call it a bull run. If we break that trend line right there, and you're going above 10,000, you're going above 11,000, that's when I'll say it's starting to look like we might be on a bull run. And then when we break 11.8, 11.8 has been, as you can see, kind of back here. 11.8 and even back here has been an important resistance. 11.8, maybe 12. If we can break those, then all right, maybe it's time to buckle in the seatbelt. So that's where we're at. We're just kind of at the bottom of this triangle. We got pushed there artificially by somebody who wanted to do who knows what, play who knows what games.
Whoever it is should call our hotline. We'll be visiting. We'll do a home visit.
yeah, we'll pay you a nice visit. We pay in knuckle sandwiches.
Yeah.
So that's Bitcoin. I mean, Z, do you see anything different than that, or?
No, that works really well. I see the same exact thing, Cowboy. And you're right. It just because it breaks that general trend line going down, it's not necessarily a bull run, guys. It is just bullish. We still need to see some stability in Bitcoin, and that's what we're lacking lately. And so hopefully it breaks through that trend line upwards, and it will be bullish, and it keeps going up. But once again, we don't want Bitcoin to skyrocket back up. We want it to, like organically grow, guys. That's the critical point right there, is organically grow. Because if we see a shoot back up to like 12K, like pretty quickly, what's going to happen is that we're just going to see a downtrend once again.
Right.
And that's what we need to be really careful about.
Yep.
And we talked about this this longer triangle, I think, on Friday.
Yeah, you were talking about setting a baseline, which would be really healthy for the market, and how we actually kind of want it to go. I don't know if we want it to go sideways, but we want to see it develop a new. What was the word you used? It wasn't baseline. It was
support or floor.
Floor. That was the word you were using on Friday. It was the floor. So yeah, very, very helpful.
Yeah.
And by the way, this is information that, let's see, I'm looking through our posts here. This is information we've been watching for, well, I mean, I would say 24 hours, but we're constantly watching it.
Yeah,
You're
Cowboy shoots out a BTC update like like twice
constantly,
a day,
and
3
how
times a
it
day.
how it impacts you if you're in certain trades you may or may not be in.
Correct.
How to protect it, and it's like it's very difficult to protect against Bitcoin going down. But it's great not being captured in a million BS altcoins when it does.
You mean,
And,
I'm long 20.
I didn't mean to trigger. I didn't mean to trigger the ape.
You mean I'm long 20 and I have no stop losses?
Exactly.
And now I'm
That's
hodling
exactly what I mean.
myself into a cardboard box. You mean that kind of trade?
Yeah, and I mean, you guys can correct me if I'm
Hold
wrong.
on, but this guy, he's gonna have a special witch doctor gonna come on the show, and he's gonna throw some chicken bones on the ground to see which way the crypto markets blow.
but it is great to be notified when things are happening, and I know myself last night.
Wait, you mean to tell me that they're gonna hold me by the hand and not cast me to the wolves?
Yeah. Oh, it's so refreshing because it's like, I had some questions. I went to bed a little late myself last night. I'm on the East Coast, and I was thinking, I got profits here from the week with these cats. In terms of my BTC amount, my amount of BTC, even I was up dollars as well, but especially in BTC, and I was in a bunch of trades and stuff, and they started just posting information that I can make my own decisions about, and letting us know what they were doing and what they were thinking. Man, it's just so helpful, and it's so refreshing to not just be like sitting there wondering what the person who got you in is doing right now. When they're not saying anything about getting out, and I know we've been joking about a certain employee, but I mean, I've had that experience in the past, before I was even in cryptos. You're in some trading room or you follow some guru and they said they were getting into some stock, and now you're not sure and they're not saying anything about it. And then, 3 weeks later, you realize they got out 3 days before you did and didn't tell anybody.
But what if my trading guru doesn't show up to my trading room? He only shows up when there's a bull market. And usually when there's a market downturn, or like a bear market, I go there and I ask questions, and my guru's not there.
Shows up to tell you to buy more at the high.
Yeah, it tells me to buy high and sell low.
Because it's something he saw on Reddit.
Yeah, he read on a Reddit post. That's right. That's where he gets his trade calls from.
I'm not even joking about that one. That was a real thing that happened.
Yep.
Well, with all the decisions that Crypto Z and myself make, we will explain our decision. We'll explain it, what we're doing with, graph or charts. I said, Z and I both kind of have a background when we say graphs, because Z's from engineering and I come from economics. But we put our charts up, we put up our fundamental or sentiment analysis, put everything up. Hey, we're gonna do this because this is coming out this week, and we even go so far as to do technical charting on demand, although it's not really what the room it's not what you're paying for. But Z and I do believe in going the extra mile on customer service. And if we're there, which we're there a lot, and somebody says, hey, can you chart XYZ, like chances are we'll have the time to do it. So that's
most of the time. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're always in there, guys. We're always in there. And it's not this is what Cowboy and I like to do. This is it's exciting stuff to us. So we have no problem ever like charting. If you guys aren't sure about certain things and just want to kind of like hear our opinion about what it looks like, we're more than happy to shoot it out for you guys.
And I'll tell you what these guys worry about too. The room has grown really, really fast, and their concern has been, how can we grow and keep this level of support?
Correct.
They're talking about finding other experts who can help us, who can answer questions just as good as they can. That's their concern. It's not how many people can we shove in here. Oh, let's see how many people we can get in this room. It's more like, once we get to this level, we'll have to think about hiring. I think I know a guy who can do this. And, these guys want the level of support. This is the service they want to offer. It's not just that they want to have success. It's that they want this to be successful for everybody involved. It's very exciting.
Exactly. And the way we're going to handle it is we're going to create some sort of vertically integrated, networked, meshed out chain of command. So everybody's taken care of and happy. And
awesome.
unlike having like 3,000 3,000 clients in a trading room waiting for one guy who doesn't show up when the market's the bear market
weeks at a time.
Weeks at a time, who just shows up when there's a bull market because he likes to make himself look like a genius because he's a friggin' moron. That's not going to happen here, folks. We're not going to take on more.
Yeah, we don't just have a call channel where you just hear us speak, right? You can always ask us questions. We're always in there.
Yeah, so, and one thing to bear in mind is that there is a point where a room like this gets capped off.
It does.
And it can get capped off at 300 people, which we're really getting pretty close to that pretty quickly. So what I would say to that is, I don't know what you do with the chain of command. You got to be careful, but we could probably handle more. But if we get to a point where we need to kind of reorganize in order to make room to bring more people in and all that, there might be a period of time where we cap it. So all I'm saying is,
sure,
I'd say get while the getting's good.
And wouldn't it stink if the bull market started for people out there? And it was a time when we were capped for a week or two. Because I see what you guys are doing in this bear market. I mean, talk about a bear. This was not a good weekend in cryptos, right?
No,
it was a good.
You guys made money.
It was a good weekend in the Watches Trade Room. It wasn't a good weekend in cryptos. Those are two very different things.
It was a crappy day in cryptos, but in the trade room, it was sunshine, baby.
Yeah, either hurricane.
Yeah,
either hurricane.
So wouldn't it? Can you imagine? I keep thinking this, and I know Z has been saying this. Can you imagine when the alt season comes and stuff like that? And I'm starting to get it even more and more. The more I'm paying attention to what you're doing, and not just working on it, but working in it. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, geez, what could we do if there was high volume and movement and excitement in this market? I can't even imagine the kinds of things that we would see. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait. I'm freaking out over here.
It's gonna be fantastic, man. I mean,
it's a party. Yeah.
It's like this is what you want to do. You want to in the bear market, you want to make your moves, you want to make your profits now, so you can better position yourself. That when that turnaround arrives with Z and with Cowboy, you guys are going to be positioned to ride the wave up.
Absolutely.
You don't want to be up in there. Oh, I put $100,000 in cryptos. I had $100,000 in this room with the guru, and the guru never showed up during the bear market, and now I have like $2,000 left, and now you're waiting for a bear market. You probably will gain maybe $10,000, $12,000, but your net negative loss is like $90,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's not winning. That's stupid.
Yep.
You could sit there and hope, these so-called gurus that are out there would show up and help you out. Or you can crap in one hand and see which piles up faster. Or you're going to do something about it. That's just what it comes down to.
It's the most effective analogy ever.
I love that analogy.
It's so disgusting. I always feel it. It's so visceral.
It is.
I'm concerned about that, friend.
We're hoping others pile up faster. Look, hodling is a strategy. But for many people that are in this crypto space, hodling is their only strategy. That's it. And you're going to... Look, folks, cryptos is not gold. Gold will never go to zero. Period. Cryptos is not silver. Silver will never go to zero. Period. Your crypto coin, if you just want to hodl, let's just say, look, here's the deal. We've heard it so many times from a lot of people in Bitcoin, some of the core developers. Yeah, Bitcoin, it could be the greatest thing in the world, but it could be the MySpace of the cryptos. We don't know what the next big thing is. But the point is, if you're a pragmatic trader, you're not like I love what Cowboy always says. Don't be married to any coin. There are guys who defend their coins like you've insulted their girlfriends or their wives.
Oh my goodness, they do.
That's identity investing. Those are leftists.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. Identity investing. Very well said.
That's great. Yeah, very helpful.
And like my man Dex says, you're going to have your face ripped off to the bone.
To the white meat, baby.
To the white meat.
I'm all white meat, so.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. So we don't want that. So get in the room, start trading. And I'd be like, well, it sounds like it sounds like a sales pitch. It is a sales pitch.
One
not hiding my
that'll
intention
save
from
your
you.
life.
Folks, my whole drive in life is to find solutions and create solutions for people. Like Frank and I will sit there, we'll think of things to do, and we're like, okay, good, this is great, Frank. And then the next thing we do is try to make it effective, more efficient, and cheaper. Every single time. I've said this since I came out in 2012. Okay, when I hit the scene in 2012, I said this. I said there are a few exploits that people have. Okay, gold and silver being one of them. Well, today there are a few exploits that people have. Cryptocurrencies being one of them. In fact, with cryptocurrencies, what you've been given as an opportunity is a printing press. In other words, somebody's giving you your own central bank and says, hey, you know how to adequately work this thing, you are going to create money for yourself. If you know how to adequately mine this thing, you literally have a printing press. You've been given a leverage. Now, with this leverage, you can do two things. You can say, oh, it's all screwed. It's all messed up. You know, you can be like that guy Hudson from the movie Aliens. It's all, we're all dead, man. We're all dead.
Game
or
over,
you can
man.
go out and change your life. And that's the opportunity here. You can go out and change your life with a proven track record. 500% return on profits. 500%. Verified. 500% done. I mean, we are compiling testimony after testimony after testimony after testimony after testimony after testimony after testimony of clients who have done very well with us. Better than whatever trading room they walked out of. Better than these so-called gurus who have fortune tellers and witch doctors and alien beings, and they're contacting Lord Xenu from the planet Volgar.
Guy's got great TA, though.
yeah, Lord Xenu, he has the best TA ever.
It's hard to get a hold
Lord
of.
Xenu,
Other than that, his technicals are awesome.
I think
Unbelievable.
Lord Xenu really is like that one religion, right?
Yeah, the Scientology.
That's right.
That's
where
what
we
it
gotta. We're gonna have a body, feet, and removal session on the next HODL employee show.
That's what I meant. Exactly. You could be a real CEO for your own financial future, take charge, or you could just be a spectator, an employee, and just be the victim for everybody else. It's your choice. That's what it comes down to. Folks, there's a point in your life where you gotta jump, man. You gotta jump. There's a point in your life where you just have, you've been given a parachute. Just jump out the damn plane. Just jump. Wouldn't you like to know, like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when the dust settles and you've made a killing in this game, you've done well for yourself and for your family? Wouldn't it be nice to say, you know what, I'm thankful. I'm thankful I heard these guys, Z and Cowboy, and that raving man called the Gorilla and Simply Frank. I'm glad that I heard these guys, and I'm glad I'm glad I jumped. Just jump. That's all we're asking you to do. It's $149 for the first month. It's going to be locked like that until the 15th of April. Just jump. You jump in right now. Well, Frank, what's the special we're offering now?
First month, $149.97.
Perfect.
Yeah, until the 15th. Yeah, you got
Until
that.
the 15th.
And really, we could. The demand has been really good. We could close that anytime. We really want to give people a chance, especially people who are, they've never done anything like this before. They can't wrap their heads around the idea that it'll work for them. You know what I mean? It's like they're so used to trying things and it just not being good. This is something you could devote a little bit of time to every day, or even Friday nights. Check it out. Set up a couple trades. Set your stop losses, set your sells, whatever it is you're going to do. And I can't see that you're going to have any trouble not only covering it, but blowing away the cost.
Exactly.
And that's one of the reasons we started so low. We want people to be able to get in, see the value of it, and then stay with us forever.
Try it out.
We love your money this month, but we really want to see people so happy that they stick with it and they just keep coming in. So that's what we're all about. And so that monthly subscription, you're going to see, that's nothing. I started the show today talking to you guys about how I've put very little into this, and blew away the monthly subscription price. I mean, obviously it's our room. I don't pay the subscription price, but I'm saying I'm always thinking about the people who do. And I'm thinking, man, I destroyed that subscription price in 3 or 4 days with minimal in for trading.
Right. And that's we're getting a lot of those testimonies. Go ahead, Nick.
People are always saying that they blew away.
There's go ahead, Z.
No, I was just going to say real fast, just to the people that are in the live chat, remember that Jay Snip and Bix, when they hodl, these are guys who got into these coins like Litecoin and Very and PPT at very, very low cost. So for them, when they hodl a lot of times, right? Yes, of course, do I disagree with them? Yes, I would be maximizing my potential in that bag. But these guys also hodl because they've got Litecoin at like $1. You know, they got PPT at
same thing for me, man. I mean, I got Bitcoin when it was like next to nothing.
Correct, exactly.
And have Bitcoin go to $200, I'll be fine.
It's exactly, and it makes me cringe so much when I hear these, whatever that specific guy saying, to hodl Litecoin when Litecoin was at $300. It makes me cringe. Like, why? Why are you telling people to buy Litecoin at $300 and hodl it? It's not right to say. Like, that's not.
I know one of the first conversations I had with you guys was, what did you guys do when the market was topping out on us? And you were like, we took profit.
We took profit.
It was like such an easy answer. Like, what do you mean? What did we do? We took a bunch of profit.
Yeah, and that is the definition of a trader, guys. That is the definition of a trader. It's somebody who trades, not somebody who buys and holds. You're not trading then.
Yeah. And we've said a million times, we all have, to different extents, we all have our bag of stuff that we hodl. The point is, you can do more with what you have if you have a percentage of it in the market and you are informed about how to use it. That's what we're talking about here. So we're not attacking our friend Bix or anybody for hodling. I have plenty of stuff that I hodl that's not in trades right now. The point is, you can make a lot. You can do a lot more with your portfolio. If you're getting that education, if you're getting that information that will help you grow your cryptos, not just grow your dollar value, but grow the number of Bitcoin that you have.
And that is critical right there, guys. Remember, our goal right here is to build as much Bitcoin, build as much Satoshi as possible before the alt rally happens. So when the alt rally happens, we can play with numbers. We can play. That's the big. That's exactly what V said earlier. We're looking to build Bitcoin, and that's what people are doing. That's what we're doing.
Okay, so there's a distinction that needs to be made between price and cost. Okay, so the price of the room right now is ridiculous. It is so. If you've never been in a trading room, you have no idea how much you're being spoiled right now, because people pay $300 to
$400 now. That's the average rating. $400.
There you go. $400.
$400 is the average rating across the spectrum right now for a garbage room. I mean,
trash.
That's the low end where you don't get a chat channel, guys. You get a call channel, just like a certain somebody, and you don't get to speak to that person directly. You don't get parts from that person. He just tells you what he's doing.
You don't get 3 hour-long shows analyzing the market for free either.
You don't get a week. No. Here's the thing, and for those who were in the room who take a look at the way we do our calls, we say what coin it is, when we're going to buy it, why we're going to buy it, what's happening in the market. Here's a chart. We do all that. These other rooms, $400, $450, $500 a month. What they're doing is they just put like this coin, this price buy here, sell there. Why? I don't know. You can't ask about Catalyst. Can't ask anything. There's no place to talk. The room at 300 that we're doing is worth $800 a month. We're going to be doing it at 300 in April. $800 a month. I don't care. This is a complete and utter steal. It is going to be capped, and it might be capped really soon. Just because it's getting to the point where, Z and I are having a hard time making sure everybody is satisfied, having their questions answered.
Yeah, the growth rate is incredible.
Yeah, it's actually exponential because people are starting to talk to people. So we don't know where it's going to be kept exactly. All I'm going to say though is that the only way to ensure that you have a spot is to get a spot. And if I were getting a spot, I would at least try to get that first month half off at $149, and that ends on April 14th.
Okay, real fast, guys. We're gonna get back to just a few of these questions right here. Somebody's asking, CryptoZ, can you guys comment on any thoughts on the recent PPT partnership with Komodo released 30 minutes ago? That is actually very, very interesting. I actually did not know that PPT had a partnership with Komodo, and that's actually really good for PPT.
Yeah, 31 minutes ago, announced by Nico.
That's very, very good for PPT. So for those of you who don't know, Komodo is a privacy coin that is also a building platform. And Komodo is looking to not only be a building platform for DICOs, which is decentralized ICOs, which prevents whales from buying in a large amounts of the ICO and dumping on people, but it's also looking to be the first to implement atomic swaps. And
wow, that's Komodo?
I could read a little bit from the release if you want.
That's phenomenal. You said Komodo is going to be doing atomic swaps, right?
Komodo right now is the leader in atomic. They've done it, but it's not official yet. It's in beta stage. So
here's one key paragraph from their Medium post. This is Populus's post about the partnership. This is breaking news, people. It wrote, the strategic partnership seals an agreement securing Populus to be the only invoice discounting platform that Komodo will collaborate with. No other invoice factoring, discounting, and financing related platform or companies will enter into a partnership or agreement with Komodo. Populus and Komodo will work together to integrate atomic swaps between tokens and other cryptocurrencies on Populus's beta live platform. So that's two quick paragraphs from their release.
So that's actually very, very good news. That essentially, because one of the biggest concerns that people had about Populus, at least from a I guess a trader slash a programmer standpoint, was how fast are these swaps between tokens and PPT tokens and so forth going to be on their platform? Because at that point, Populus is subject to Ethereum's blockchain, the speed of Ethereum's blockchain. Right now, Ethereum's blockchain is extremely slow. So that was one of the biggest concerns. So this is actually really cool that that was announced. It's actually very, very good news.
Do we want to look at the Populus chart, or we want to save that for the room?
Bring it up.
A quick look.
Take a quick look. I know I'm taking a quick look. Yeah, very interesting news.
I mean, that's great info. And like, where else are you going to get this like up to date? Like, where else is going to spill it out except here?
Yeah, so not much happening, although I would imagine that the Bitcoin dump probably put a damper on pretty much everything.
Well, right now it's signaling a point of exit, but look at KMD, Cowboy. That might be the better one to look at, because remember, guys, typically whenever partnerships happen, the weaker coin is the one that gets the eyes on it during a partnership. In this case, Populus is stronger than Komodo in terms of market cap, so Komodo actually might be the one getting the love. Correct. A lot of times
there's a lot of volume on that hourly.
If you look at Populus, what time was that announced?
Half hour ago, 32 minutes ago.
That's 1 hour candle. So I mean, we are seeing a widening channel right
42
here.
minutes.
It's still trading sideways, but the Ichimoku cloud actually is getting thicker. So, you know, Ichimoku is probably not the best one to read at this point because it's giving double, conflicting indicators. Although the 1 hour MACD looks like it's curling up a bit, and the stochastic RSI actually looks fantastic. So on the bottom here, this upward motion, that looks good, because if we can actually cross the 50% mark right here, then we're going to actually see some serious bullishness happen. Like in the short
it'll break
term.
through the nice cloud right there.
Yeah, that's right. And it's already kind of into the cloud. So that's PPT on the 1 hour. KMD. Let me see what happens with KMD.
Which is my favorite chart, which is my favorite hourly time frame, guys. Or
yeah, Z likes the hourly. Well, it obviously needled up. It spiked up hard. And it actually has the same look. The MACD is curling up right here. And this poking up through the center.
That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good right there, Cowboy.
Yeah, it does look good.
Because what you can see right there is you could potentially, this is how cup and handles form, guys. this is typically how cups and handles form. You see a nice loop at the bottom right there. It could, after this candle's done, the next one could just easily loop into a handle.
Yeah, it could. We'll have to watch it. Yeah, but this could be the cup. And we'll keep an eye. What I like to see is I just took this down to the 15-minute.
It's a good thing I'm in the trading room, so I could find out
exactly
what you come up with in an hour.
This is a prime example, guys. We're going to be looking at this like 4 times
today.
Yeah, we'll look at this all day. So if you look down here, back in a few days ago, I just put a line right at a support, and it bounced off of a support right here. So let me see here. Oh, this is KMD. So right here, there was a nice green volume spike, and then there was some more green here, and then you saw this nice rise up right there. So anytime that I see something in what we call the demand zone or on a support, and I'd have to look back further to really verify that, but like you can see that it right now just jumped off of support. So you have this kind of the support area where it's been playing for a while, and it does have some history there as well in the recent history. I'd have to look back farther. But given that this is a support, we have this big, nice green candle. Obviously, the news came out and pushed it up. So, yeah, this could play out. The only issue that I have with it is that it's already kind of pumped a bit.
Yeah. So,
I mean, there's a lot of people, hey, this just pumped, let's get in before it pumps higher. That's the definition of FOMO. Mm-hmm. The thing about traders is that
define FOMO again for the audience who are new to this.
FOMO is that Cypress Hill rap song. Don't go with the FOMO. No, it's what it is FOMO is fear of missing out. So you think that the price is going to go up, and it's going up, and it's going up, and pretty soon you're buying Bitcoin at like 19,000 because you think it's never going to stop. And it's December.
Yeah, we don't want FOMO. We don't want FUD.
Yeah, FUD is the FUD and FOMO sort of act like each other. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which can be created artificially or not. And it causes the price to go into free fall. So essentially FOMO and free fall are the opposite of each other. They're pretty much impossible to chart. So whenever I see like massive green bars, I pretty much just sell it and I don't buy it. Whenever I see massive red bars, if it's on a good asset, I consider an entry. But you don't just blindly do anything. I mean, I go and I look at, what the supports were, and I take a look at the TA. I say, yeah, this might be a good entry right now. So with with KMD, I might just wait to see what the price does before I really mess with it. PPT's the beta for PPT, I think comes out like May 31st, Z?
Yep.
Yeah, so May 31st is like an eternity away in the crypto world. Like, you need to have something happen in the next hour. In crypto land, things happen really fast. So, I don't think it's time to go all in on anything in particular, but especially not these.
Hey, there's some other somewhat breaking news here. Let me see when this was. I want to make sure I have the right date and time. Well, it's not breaking. This is a few hours old, but the Litecoin Foundation made an announcement about LitePay, which you guys will remember. LitePay had people just going crazy. There was all kinds of talk that when LitePay came out with their card and their system, that Litecoin was going to go through the roof. Litecoin just came out with the Litecoin Foundation posted an announcement on LitePay. That's the name of it. To the entire Litecoin community, we wanted to inform you that a couple days ago, the Litecoin Foundation was contacted by Kenneth Assar, CEO of LitePay, informing us that he has ceased all operations and is preparing to sell the company. So LitePay was a huge dud, and apparently they're getting out of it. And so Satoshi Light, Mr. Charlie Lee, an hour ago retweeted that and said, like everyone else, we got too excited about something that was too good to be true, and we optimistically overlooked many of the warning signs. I'm sorry for having hyped up this company and vow to do better due diligence in the future. To which I say, maybe you should just not say anything.
Yeah, Charlie Lee has got a big mouth.
Yeah, he tends to say too much. I don't know if that's advisable, but so I don't know how that's affecting Litecoin today. I mean, everything was down this morning already, But yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it's hard to read into the chart, but it's certainly down today.
Yeah, there must have been a mini dump because a lot of coins just kind of dumped in like since we started the show. Although I'm looking at Bitcoin's price and it's not dumped, so I'm not sure what's going on. But a lot of alts are.
I think people are just taking profit right now. I just took a look at the dominance of BTC, and the dominance of BTC is rising back up right now.
Taking profit? What profit? Everything's down.
Well, people are panic selling, I should say.
There you go.
BTC's dominance right now, guys, just so you know, just spiked up to 44.7%. Earlier today, just an hour ago, it was at 43.9%. So that means that close to 1% just went into BTC, which in this case is $3 million or $3 billion.
Was it one of you? Tell the truth.
Yeah, it
was Z. Z got tired and hit the wrong button.
It was Hotto employee.
It was Hotto employee in his exquisite trading.
And right now he's gonna yell at his people saying, "Come on, poor portfolio management, guys. You guys should have known.
You should have known. It's poor. I'm not gonna babysit your trade.
I'm gonna babysit you.
Don't you guys have your own chicken bones?"
That's what a Hotto employee does. He goes to Popeyes and or KFC and has like a 12-piece bucket that he eats himself because he's a fat bastard. And then he takes all the bones, throws the bones on the ground, and then when there's a bear market, he'll come in and tell you what you need to do. It's that easy. So the chicken bones are telling him to stay quiet, stay low, run silent, run deep, dive.
Oh man!
I just are you guys in our Telegram? This is private talk. Are you guys in our Telegram?
Yeah.
Send you a little message. Don't read it on air. I need help and I need it now.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like everything else right now. The whole idea is like we have a lot of people who say, "Hey, should I get out of alts? Should I get out of alts?" Like, well, I mean, okay, so the time to get out of alts was last night. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, at this point, what happens with people is that things go really low and then they sell them, and they sell them to really happy buyers because those happy buyers are waiting for people to panic sell. Last night, my spidey senses, I did not pay attention to them. And I was just like, something tells me I should just exit my alts and take profit. And, I didn't do that. I didn't do it. And I just, something in my head was like, everybody seems a little bit complacent right now. Like, are they going to come and dump? Like, I had me a little bit of a remote viewing and I didn't pay attention to it. Damn it.
You know what though? You gave, to be fair, you guys gave enough information that someone could have made that decision.
Well, I mean, some of my stuff
because I did,
like
based on what you were saying, I actually got out of some alts last night. So it's like your spidey sense was working even more effectively than you think, because I got enough info to make that decision.
Well, I appreciate you saying that because it does.
No, seriously, because you did. You were like, this is looking, everybody stop losses, everybody be careful. You were saying that yesterday evening.
I don't say everybody do anything, but
No, you were saying you were doing that.
Yeah, I did say that I'm thinking about exiting my alts, and I did say that my stop losses are nice and tight. So I guess I did my job.
Yeah.
I had a couple that I didn't, that I had more confidence in than I should have. But that's all right. That's the game, right?
It happens.
Yep. And that's one thing. That's one thing we did say last night, though. I mean, at least I posted it up. Was I was setting stop losses on all of my alts that I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
That I got into.
Yeah, and that's standard, but you were emphasizing it even more.
Yeah, right before. Correct. Right before I went to bed, I harbored that fact again.
But this is exactly what I was talking about earlier, and I don't let this trigger another rant from any of us. But this is what I was talking about. It was really nice to be informed over the last few days, to be watching out and to have a chance to get out of some things that were maybe going the wrong way instead of just crossing my fingers. It's great. Because I mean, I know a little bit about charts, but not like you guys do. It's extremely helpful. What do we want to look at next?
Yeah. Does any of our guys in the room have like a coin they want to
Let's
see?
take a look at some of the favorite ones. You know, like EOS and so forth.
Oh, dude, I don't want to vomit. I don't want to look at EOS right now. Jeez. I love EOS.
I
It's
love
just
EOS too.
I love it, and it's not loving me at the very moment. It's been great the last like.
We need to write a
few
folk
days.
song about when a coin doesn't love you back. I love your blockchain. You won't give me the time of day.
I'm gonna sell my truck. All right, so what am I looking at here? Well, we're looking at EOS, and it's dumped. I'd say that the worst time to sell it would have been right here at when it dumped at the bottom. EOS over the way we've been charting it has been it was in an upward triangle. It just pretty much okay. So this is a great lesson for everybody new to the market. Today we get to experience what happens when Bitcoin wrecks everything, because that's what's going on right now. Okay, you know, Bitcoin can just come in and bring a wrecking ball, and you know, EOS tends to do its own thing, but you know, nothing's impervious, right? So we had EOS in what was forming as a ascending triangle, so essentially like a flat top triangle, and it was looking good. It was kind of bouncing off this resistance right here, and right now it just seems to have broken out of that triangle, which is just what kind of happens in these scenarios. So the triangle was kind of shaped like that. Now it's shaped like this. Before, the triangle was kind of right here. I'll make this a little larger so we can see it better. So I'm drawing this on the fly. I try to do my charts before the show so we don't have to see me draw them.
But it's interesting.
It's interesting to see, I suppose. So, and this is what it looked like. And I was kind of hoping for a bounce right around here at 75. And, you know, didn't happen that way, unfortunately. Okay. So actually, I think my original chart was more like this, around say 70. I think I entered at 72. Anyway, the point is that we have a drop out of this triangle. So because this EOS is a rather strong coin, you can see you have a little tiny green bar. Looks like it's growing back, like Litecoin right now. We had somebody ask us, "Oh, should I get out of Litecoin?" They asked us back about 10 minutes ago in one of the other rooms. And basically it was at the time, it was at about 17.9. Since that person asked that question, it's gone up to 18.3. Okay. So this is why, you know, I say, hey, I mean, hey, you know, if you sell at the bottom, you're playing right into the psychology. Now you could sell and it's like 18.3, 18.4. You know, that's a possibility. We don't give financial advice, but those are things that could be done. So EOS, I think it's just gonna come back up. Right now, it's actually on a support. The support's right about here. So, you know, it could bounce right off here. Also, there's a double support because of the cloud. Z, do you see anything different on that?
Nope. Everything you're saying is fine. And but what I think right now is that I think EOS was at a very, very critical point yesterday. And I think, at least from my experiences with EOS, once Bitcoin somewhat stabilizes and we see a floor or we see a rebound, EOS is going to shoot back up, in my personal opinion, because all signs yesterday, at least for what I was seeing, was showing that EOS was going to go for a run up. It was heavily consolidating. Everything was great. All indicators led for a bull run. Ichimoku was signaling a giant bull run, and unfortunately, you know, BTC dumped a little bit. But I think that it's going to rise back up and rebound here pretty nicely.
See, so and as Z was explaining that, and which of course I agree with. I redrew the triangle to what I think it was actually like when I originally did this call. So that's EOS. Does anybody want to see another coin? Line Hand over in the room is asking about ONT. We could take a look in ontology form. Oh yeah, look at ontology. It looks kind of nice right now. It's going up. Everything else is going down. No, it's going down.
That's funny.
I'm looking on the wrong chart. No, I mean, I'm looking at the right chart, wrong time frame. Yeah, Ontology took a nice dump when kind of everything did, but it does seem to be holding strong, and it is staying above support. There's a lot of green in the demand zone here, right down here. Yeah, Ontology is a new coin. So I'll say what I always say about new coins. Okay. We don't have a lot of data. So now I know a lot of people love Ontology. They're just all about this coin, and that's great. However, I don't. When does anything new happen on Ontology? Z, do we have anything coming?
Ontology, yeah. So Ontology has a few partnerships ramping up. I know firsthand. Well, I shouldn't say that, right? The rumor is that they have some things cooking this next 2 months, and my little birdie told me that Ontology should be ramping up here shortly, but it's still a little too early, which is why I'm not diving right into it. Because as you stated before, Cowboy, weeks in the space, are like eternities, right? So I don't want to just say it just yet, but Ontology does have a bright future. That's all I'm going to say.
There you have it. We got a bright future. We don't know how soon the future is going to be. So, would you like that line hand? Look, this is a great example of why our community is so awesome. Why would Z and I, when we could just simply do some great calls with great info, not have a chat room, dude, it'd be great. Z and I would be working like a total of 4 hours a day.
Oh,
and not
yeah.
have to talk to anybody. It would be wonderful. Like, we love you all, but quite frankly, we'd like to make the same kind of money and not do as much work, except that you guys in here asking about coins like that give us a chance to see coins we might not have seen. So we actually leverage our community to gather our own intelligence to put us in directions we might not have gone already.
Then there's that annoying guy who just asks about Litecoin every day.
Well, yeah, but that's all right. I'm a kind of a big Litecoin fan, so I give him a pass.
I was joking, talking about myself.
See, Alpha Dog wants to see one. Let's take a look at One Chain. One Chain looks like not that great on the short, but on the long, I think it's just doing what it's doing. I mean, it's a new coin. It's like Ontology, you guys. So the thing about charting new coins, there's not enough data for a long term. But Z, you're a huge One Chain fan. Do you have something you could say about maybe FA or SA?
Yeah, so One Chain also. So I know an admin in One Chain. He's a good friend of mine. I know an admin in One Chain, and One Chain is gonna have a massive catalyst here. He's telling me in about a week. so which is why I'm buying every single dip that One Chain has right now.
So Z doesn't really hear things that are really going to happen from admins. What Z hears
it's rumors.
People who say that they're admins.
It's all rumors, guys. It's all rumors.
Yeah, it's all rumors. So there's no.
A good thing for me though. One Chain's team is about 100 deep. So there's a lot of people.
So there's a lot of people. We got guys that actually were on PPT that said they were part of the PP team, but really they just kind of did minor stuff. So you always have to kind of watch out on those kinds of things. So anybody else have a coin they want to see?
Yeah, just can somebody get rid of this Zorn guy in the chat room? He's just spreading FUD right now, and he's just advertising and stuff. It's just completely useless.
Zorn
101. He just doesn't have a life.
He's so enlightened.
I don't know. It's just I don't get people who are like that. Have nothing better to do all day. They just sit in YouTube chats and FUD.
Is someone fudding in there?
Yeah, Zorn 101. Just get rid of him, man.
So I'll just mute him. Let him pay.
What's he doing? Is he threatening you guys? What's he doing?
Oh. No, he's just talking smack about the room and stuff.
Who promoted BitConnect, dipshit?
just someone just get rid of him. It's not worth the time.
Oh, is he over in off topic or what?
Bam, he's done.
No, he's in our live chat.
Okay. Well, I got you guys over in I got you.
He's talking about YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone was asking about LRC. I think everybody got stopped out of LRC by now. So if we could look at it on the chart. I mean, Loopring is a great coin. I've always liked it. It doesn't look pretty right now on the chart. That's how I'll put it. I don't see any kind of like want to recover. I mean, it is oversold on the RSI, but the stochastic RSI just looks nasty. So I think I got stopped out of LRC, and I'm not going to go back in for the moment. So there we go. Anybody else have a coin they want to see? Because I think it's about time to wrap it up, guys. What do you think?
Wrap it up. Last minute closing comments. Z, we'll start with you.
Just it's simple, guys. Really, as V said it perfectly earlier, we're here to build Satoshi, guys, before the alt rally comes up. The alt rally happened in November, December, and January, and that's when you started seeing all these crazy chat rooms sort of pop up, all these call rooms start to pop up, and everybody said that they're a genius, right? Because they were making good gains. That is not impressive. We opened our room right in the bear market. We weren't scared because we knew what we were doing, and I think that with this price of $149, this is a great opportunity, guys. I'm telling you right now that if I was a new trader, I wish I had this information accessible like this for this kind of price. And I highly suggest everybody strike when the iron's hot right now and get in there, learn a lot so that you guys can make that generational, life-changing sort of gains. And,
get it before it's capped. Get in while it's cheap. 149. That's $300 is a steal. Exactly. Okay. I can't even. I said it. I don't want to get another rant, but for what people are getting at $300, like that's just we're undercharging. That's all there is to it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Frank, what do you got to say, man? I'll close out. Go ahead.
Yeah, the cryptoschool.io. We've got 3 great products for you. We have we have stuff that starts at $4.99 for you with 1 month free. So that's not for the trading room, though. There are some free. You get to get a little preview in there. There's a Trade Calls beta channel in that workspace as well. So that's worth checking out. We've got our Crypto School video series, which is constantly growing library of instructional videos. So you can literally start with how do I get myself some Bitcoin, and we'll start there and go all the way up to things like what Cowboy and I are doing this week and next week, like what is the RSI stochastic and stuff like that. I mean, it's a great library of stuff, and you could see every video that we have in there without signing up for anything. So check it all out. Of course, the Watches Trade Room is quickly becoming one of the most valuable products that RemainCom has ever offered. And we do some crazy stuff. RemainCom took a call last week where we protected a guy from a $1.5 million lawsuit. So when I say it's becoming one of the most valuable things we've ever offered, that's heavy. So check it out. The Crypto School. You got to have the cryptoschool.io. And thanks to all of our members. You people are amazing. So many great, cool people. Man, we hardly ever have anybody who's even a little annoying in any of our rooms. I mean, seriously, just so many great people, so many helpful people. You're going to love it. And get in there, as Cowboy said, before it gets capped off.
Yeah. Man, I'm like, I rarely am one to look into the chat rooms. And, I got rid of that Zorn 101 guy because, look, here's the deal. There's commentating, which is cool, okay? But don't talk about, it's legit like BitConnect. Nobody here ever recommended BitConnect. Nope. Did you guys? No. Nope. What the hell are you talking about?
What in the world? Yeah.
Right? There's some guys over here calling themselves Crypto King. Okay, if you're a Crypto King, bro, come into the trade room. Let's see what you got. Put your money where your mouth is. That's the whole bottom line. There's another moron in here. I guess free speech is not a thing you're here to. I don't have a problem with free speech. Okay? Don't have a problem at all. But there's a point where you're just being an asshole, and I gotta just boot you out because there's people in the chat room that are actually asking questions. You're gonna be a dick about it. you're not going to be in the chat room. That's just the way it is. This is this is for educational purposes. So if you're screwing up everybody else, what is the point you being here? You broke bum. I mean, seriously, that's what it is. I mean, you got to understand. There are people here. There are single mothers that are part of this, that are providing for their family because of this trading. No joke. No joke. Okay. But the point is, we're here. We're showing you how to trade cryptos on exchanges and whatnot. There's no Ponzi scheme, BitConnect or BitPetite or any of that nonsense. That you probably got us confused with another trading room. You probably got us confused with somebody named a HODL employee. There's nobody here with that. Period. And so here's the deal, guys. I'm not going to bother with idiots in the chat room. You can't keep the trolls away. It is what it is. But here's the deal. Got a limited time. Let's make it happen. Take the jump. There's a great time right now for all of you to position yourselves. Seriously position yourselves for some amazing growth. Make it happen for yourself. Forget the fear. Forget the FUD. Forget the little ninnies who sit on the sidelines and they circle jerk each other all day because they got nothing better to do. Make it happen for you. TheCryptoSchool.io. TheCryptoSchool.io. The reviews have been stellar. With that being said, we're over and out. I'm going to take it away because my man CJ is not here.